DuckTalks is part of Res TV's network of podcasts. Check out res.tv for other great podcasts.
Hi out there, this is Brian Cummings, and you're listening to DuckTalks. Oh, shut up.
It's the week of Tuesday, April the 27th, and you're listening to episode 127 of DuckTalks. Man, you gotta love recording video and knowing that there's going to be like a space of music in between the last time you spoke and then not doing something weird on the camera. You know, I love our theme music. I came across it one day over on YouTube and I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm going to use that. And nobody told me I couldn't, so I have loved it. That's why I keep putting it in my videos. Hey, this is DuckTalks. We are a DuckTales and Disney Afternooniverse fan podcast. Thanks for checking us out. We're glad you're here. My name's Mitch. I'm one of your hosts. Joining me, I have my pals Pirate Steven and Josh.
Ahoy there.
Hey, guys.
Tonight's probably going to be a little bit different. We're back on hiatus, kind of a permanent hiatus. And so we're just, trying to get into a new groove of what we're going to do with the podcast. We know a lot of you have been reaching out to us and asking, what are you going to do now that DuckTales is over? What's going to happen to the podcast? Are you going to keep doing the podcast? And, our plan, as we've said, is to continue to do the podcast. Maybe not as often, but we kind of feel like we'd like to branch out and do other things as well with the platform. So you guys know we are huge Disney fans, Marvel fans, Star Wars fans. We love the Disney Ducks. We've grown to love the Duck comics over the last few years. And it's Darkwing Duck's 30th anniversary. There's so many things to be excited for, even though we don't have a weekly show. I feel like we can create some content and continue to do things. And as long as people are, actually we don't care. We're going to do it regardless of whether or not anybody's watching or paying attention, just because we have fun with it. But yeah, we appreciate all the support of everyone who listens to the podcast or watches us on YouTube. Definitely everyone who is involved over on our Discord and interacts with us on Twitter. I think that's our main outlets that we're active on, and so we really appreciate that, and we appreciate you reaching out to find out what we're going to do. Before we kind of jump, we've got a few things. Actually, there's a lot of duck merch to talk about, and that's probably the majority of this episode. But before we jump into that, what have you guys been into? We've actually not been talking much lately. I kind of think we've gone through our sorrow and sadness that DuckTales is over, and we just kind of needed some time alone to deal with it. We would talk briefly every now and then, but not a lot of conversations going on. What have you guys been into?
Well, I've been busy with watching some of the new shows on Disney Plus. That's been keeping me quite entertained when I have time to kind of sit back and watch something. So I've been watching like the Mighty Ducks show and the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then most of my time is chasing a 2-year-old around the house, trying to make sure she doesn't kill herself, or the dogs. And luckily she's not here right now. But for the most part, that's what I've been busy doing the most of on my end. What about yours?
Yeah, I coach flag football on the weekends, so that there's a lot of planning involved with that, and it's pretty competitive. So I've been doing that. I've been watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Just was awesome. Knocked it out of the park. The new Mighty Ducks show, I think, is really great. Not as many people are talking about that one, but. Yeah. It's my family love watching that show. Our TGIF Fridays consist of watching whatever the Marvel show is for the month, and then followed by Mighty Ducks. So That's pretty much what I've been doing. Oh, I mean, you said duck merch. Just keeping up with that and working on the Twitter account is a second job as it is. So, been doing that and yeah, reading a lot.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed the Marvel shows. Disney Plus has been amazing considering the break in movies and everything that we've experienced. Well, and not just Marvel. The Mandalorian was amazing as well. But yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, man, that hit every beat that I wanted. Everything that I wanted out of that show, I felt like I got it, and loved every minute of it. We might get into a little more of a discussion on that if we have time at some point in this podcast episode. I think that'd be fun, but we'll save it for later in the episode just in case people haven't watched it yet. It's only been out, at this point, just came out a few days ago. But by the time this gets out there, it'll be closer to a week. So, warning, there will eventually be potential spoilers for that series, because I think we should talk about it. We watched some of the Mighty Ducks series. What's funny is we watched the first couple of episodes, I think, and then ended up going back and watching the movies, because my girls didn't watch the movies with me. Me and my wife watched them when they hit Disney Plus, but the girls ended up off playing. And they really loved the movies, but I feel like we've fallen off of that show. We need to get back on it. What episode are they up to? Is it 4 or 5?
I think this week was number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be 10 episodes total. So,
have they brought? I know some of the former Ducks are supposed to show up. Have they shown up yet?
That's the next episode.
Oh, okay.
They show you a sneak peek of what's coming next week that you can watch, and they show Fulton and a bunch of other people from the team at a restaurant eating together. So, and people have asked us. You say you guys should cover Mighty Ducks, but wanted to plug Quack Attack podcast is the definitive Mighty Ducks podcast. You should definitely check them out. They do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. They've been doing this for several years now. So if you want more Mighty Ducks goodness, you can check them out. Again, that's Quack Attack Podcast, and they're on Twitter at Quack Attack Pod.
Yeah, they've been really excited about the show. And it's not like we didn't like it and we've gotten out of it. It's just we ended up having multiple things to do and are gotten a couple episodes behind. Not that far, so we'll catch up. Really with us, we moved a couple of years ago into a house that used to be a rental house and didn't have a lot of time to do stuff to it when we moved in. And over the last year, we've had a lot more time at home. And then, recently received some, found ourselves with some extra cash. So we've invested some of it into the home. And that's taken a lot of my time, renovating a bathroom and replacing light fixtures and all kinds of just little stuff that needed to be done. And that's taken a lot of my time. But I've been watching, other than Disney Plus, I've been watching some Gravity Falls again lately. And I'm sure you guys, I teased you with I had a really great eBay purchase, it's an eBay purchase. Let's just be real. I didn't win. It was a good auction. I got the DVD set finally.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I kept holding off wanting the Blu-ray, but I got this for $12 shipped, and I was like, I can't pass that up. So this week I think it was is it the Amazing Spider-Man, or was it just Spider-Man? The '90s cartoon got pulled from Disney Plus. Did you guys hear that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, so
Really?
It was on Disney Plus. It got pulled. Disney Plus is saying it will be back. No idea if maybe there's some changes being made, but that whole Sony deal came through this week, where now Disney Plus will be getting all the Spider-Man movies, including the Maguire and Garfield Spider-Man movies, will be coming to Disney Plus in like 2022. And I don't know if maybe that had something to do with it, or maybe it was just something strange. But anyway, it got pulled.
Good pick.
And things like that. That's why, I own every season of Chuck on DVD. I need to get it on Blu-ray, but I watch it on Amazon Prime. And same thing with this. I'm watching it on Disney Plus, but I want to have the physical copy just in case. Now, my wife reminded me we don't have any more DVD players. But I've got a PlayStation 4, so as long as that thing holds out on me, I can watch
That'll work. Yeah. I have the Blu-ray of that, and I bought it when it came out, and it was a lot more than $12. So
Yes.
it's a great set. I mean, it's an awesome set to have. There's Easter eggs all over the place in that.
Yeah, in the DVD set, it's three discs, or at least it's three separate. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's three separate, whatever. What are they called? Jewel cases, whatever the case is called, and one of them special features, and then both seasons. I don't know if the Blu-rays, if they were able to fit it on one disc or two discs or what, but yeah, that's really cool. We've been watching that again. We've been watching the series again lately, and that's what made me look it up. And I was like, oh, I'm going to bid on this. And then I had that notification. What is it? There's only a few minutes left. They send you a notification that you just been outbid. And so I went up like, I don't remember what it was. It was like $10. Like the shipping on it was like $2 and something. It was crazy. You can't ship that for $2.
Yeah.
And I put it for like $10 and a penny or something, and I got it. So it was really
Sniped
great.
it.
Yeah, it was really great. It might have been like 51 cents. I went with something strange, just trying to get that in there. And it was counting down. It was like 12 seconds left when I entered it. I was too nervous to wait beyond that, but I got it. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna say I've been spoiled with streaming services so much lately. I haven't been buying any DVDs, so it's. Of course, Gravity Falls isn't on Disney Plus, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It is. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and something we've recently started watching that has been like a huge blast from the past, Survivor. Survivor's on Netflix, and I don't know if they like rotate seasons on or off, but it's like we're currently watching season 28, and I don't know what season they're up to, because I know it was like 2 or 3 seasons a year at one point, but I used to watch that a lot at the end of high school, going into college. The second season, there was a lady from my hometown on there, and so the whole city was getting together and watching the show. She actually won it that season. Tina, I can't remember Tina's last name. Anyway, so yeah, Survivor was a big deal around our area for a few years, and we've started watching it, and the game is a great game. It's an interesting game for sure.
Yeah, my old job, I used to still do polls for the winner, like every season. And I wasn't watching it, but I was like, that's still going, but people still are into it. So
Yeah, I binge watched Seinfeld like in March and April. So I rewatched all those seasons again. That was a fun memory lane.
I love that series. I've watched it probably 3 or 4 times.
Really?
In a row.
I don't know that I've ever watched Seinfeld all the way through. I've seen a lot of Seinfeld, but I don't think I've ever watched seasons or, were there any storylines that carried through? I mean, it really was just kind of, were there
a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I didn't realize it back then, because back then you waited a whole week to watch a new episode, and your brain doesn't function a week later, what you said. So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, George is with what's her name? Susan for like almost a whole season, and they break up, and then later they get back another season, they get back together, and there's lots of
spoiler alert, they were going to get married.
Yeah,
and then they were going to get married. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil that.
I remember that part of the show. I remember that, and then of course I remember the finale being so different. It was I thought it was enjoyable. It was so different.
The other thing I kind of noticed this today, because yesterday was the 30th anniversary of Dinosaurs. And I'm thinking, wait, Darkwing Duck is 30, and Dinosaurs is 30, and then Rocketeer just turned 30. Man, 1991 must have been the best year of my life.
It was.
That's like all my jams.
Yeah, everything was amazing. We still had Ninja Turtles going on, I believe. There's just a lot of stuff. It was a good time. Pizza Hut was on top of their game, with the buffet and everything. Another show that I've recently gone back to is How I Met Your Mother. I feel like that. I probably would have said Friends was one in my top 5, but I think How I Met Your Mother knocks that one out of my top 5.
Did you hear about the
Close.
spinoff that was just announced?
Yeah, with Hilary Duff.
Yeah.
I guess that was the concession to canceling her Disney Plus series, was giving her...
Well, they may bring it back after that. I mean, it's on Hulu. So
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. How Met Your Mother was
other
good.
thing we've been up to, I got my 2 COVID shots. That was
Yeah,
fun.
sure. It was fun.
Fun.
Yeah. I guess that's why 1 week of the last few weeks is kind of gone. I got my 2 as well. The first one wasn't that bad. The first night was when we spoke with Aaron Sparrow and James Silvani. That was the day I got my first shot. And it wasn't that bad except it wasn't that bad. So I hung 2 ceiling fans and then stayed up all night on the phone with them. And by the time I went to bed, I was hurting. Like, it was up in the back of my head and my lower back and my shoulder. Everything hurt. Other than that, the first shot wasn't bad at all. Second shot, totally different.
Yeah.
Second.
Beware the second one.
Yeah.
But you'll be okay. You'll be so much better off for it.
Yeah.
But you brought up the Silvani. People love that Aaron Sparrow Silvani show, and they want them definitely to come back. But it's funny because it was like almost a 2-hour show. It was almost, people don't realize it was almost 1:00 Eastern time when we finished it, and we probably had about an hour and a half more material. We didn't talk about the Darkwing video game. We didn't talk about all this other the conventions, all this fun stories we had. But we'll get them back on. It is Darkwing Duck and Dinosaurs and Rocketeer's 30th anniversary. So at some point we got to have them back on the show. We got some cool plans later this year.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff coming with that. And some cool stuff coming hopefully to the YouTube channel and also to this podcast. So just to kind of jump into that a little bit, we would love for everyone listening to the podcast to go over to YouTube and look up DuckTalks and subscribe to the channel. We've got I think it is 500 subscribers currently over on the DuckTalks channel. And honestly, we've put up a few videos, a few reviews, and all of our podcast episodes almost all of our podcast episodes are up there.
There's like a few missing.
Yeah, just a few. And what we're hoping to do, though, in the last year, we've made some really great connections and relationships with a lot of companies who have DuckTales and Darkwing Duck stuff planned. And we've talked with various companies about our ability to possibly do some. To do reviews. We've been doing them. Pirate does some amazing reviews over on the website at DuckTalks.com, and every now and then I'll do one. But he does a lot of amazing reviews, and we thought, we really ought to utilize video in our YouTube channel to do some more of those. So we're working that out. And I've done a couple of unboxings. I actually recorded 3 all at one time, and I'm trying to figure out editing them and getting them out there and everything. So I'm working through those. I think I've got 2 of them out, and I'm having fun learning. It's a lot of fun. It does take a lot of time, but Pirate recently recorded something that may or may not end up out there. We're recording live, so I can't cut that out, but we'll see. It may end up being part of the podcast, but yeah, we're just trying to figure that out. We would love for you to join us as we kind of figure it out and do some more stuff over on YouTube. So look us up over on YouTube, follow us, hit the notification bell. If you do that, it'll let you know when we post, because we're going to do some more stuff there. And we're trying to coordinate a few things that we'd like to do and put up on there as well. And we think it'll be a lot of fun. I've got, I'm probably going to review this coming up soon. I know I've not seen a lot of people with the Donald Duck Pop. It was a limited release over at the Funko store. I did get a hold of one. It is a prized possession of mine now. And I've been planning on doing a review for it, and I really wanted to do it with video, but I've been learning. So that'll be going up soon. I'm gonna do that and get that out there. Now I have to, because I said I was going to on the podcast. Also check out DuckTalks.com. You guys know we're going to be putting information out there. And as more information comes out about this Chip and Dale series coming to Disney Plus, the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie, shout out to Josh for that awesome shirt right there. He had me looking on eBay as we were setting up.
Yeah.
because I have never seen that shirt before, and now I'm envious of it. But yeah, the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie's coming at some point. We'll be talking about that. We may or may not have a Darkwing Duck spinoff or reboot coming, so we'll be talking about that. There's just a lot of stuff that will find its way over on the website, and hopefully some comics too. I mean, right now nobody's doing Disney comics other than I don't know if Frozen and the Princess comics are still out there at Dark Horse or not. But we've got we may have some Princess content coming up soon. One of the companies that we're friends with reached out to us and said, "Hey, would you have any interest in reviewing these?" And I was like, "You know what? My daughters would." So we're trying to figure that out. We may have some reviews on some other stuff. We'd like to hear from you on that, though. Here's the thing about YouTube. YouTube's all about engagement. So listen, we know a lot of you talk with us on Twitter, and we love those conversations, and we have a lot of fun there. And our Discord's always a happening place with the chat. It's a happening place with the chat. And but one thing that really helps us over on YouTube is when we're engaging with people. So comments, likes, shares. Make sure you do that. We would really appreciate that. That would be very cool. And then, of course, if we review or talk about an item that you like, we are an Amazon affiliate. So, using those links to make those purchases on Amazon, if you're going to purchase from Amazon, doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us. And it'll help us be able to get more equipment, get more items that maybe we got to pay for, and do more reviews, and hopefully it allows us to just do more in general. That's our hope anyway, if you want to go along with us. And if not, we'll just stay on the mics and record ourselves and put it up there. We originally got into the YouTube. It was Aaron Sparrow who told me, stopped me at Dragon Con, and we were talking, and he was like, "Is your podcast on YouTube?" I was like, "No, it's an audio podcast." And he says, "Man, I listen to a ton of audio podcasts on YouTube." He was like, and so when I came back, I told Pirate and Josh, I was like, "Listen, maybe we should be on YouTube." And we had already had a YouTube channel. We just didn't do anything with it. And so Josh started working on getting our archives up there, and including new episodes. And so that's kind of how we got started on that. We'll see where it goes. All right, let's jump into some news items. We're going to try to break this up a little bit. I think the only news item, everything else is Duck merch. There's a lot of Duck merch. I think the only news item, and Pirate, I know you can correct me on this if I'm wrong, is the fact that DuckTales Season 3 will be arriving on Disney Plus on Friday, April the 30th. That's this week. Should be within the next couple of days when this podcast episode's out. You will be able to see all 3 episodes and all the shorts. Maybe not all the shorts. Are the Halloween shorts on there? I don't think they are. You definitely can see all of the episodes, seasons 1 through 3 on Disney Plus. I think that'll give the show a new life again. I think we'll have a lot of people on Twitter. Pirate, I think you're muted. We'll have a lot of people over on Twitter and everywhere that will be talking about the show again. Some people finding it for the first time. It'll be a lot of fun considering how it's kind of slowed down over on the interwebs following DuckTales.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to be what episode order it's going to be in. Is the Halloween episode going to be the first one, followed by the Christmas one? Because that's the production order. So that's how it usually happens. And how long is it going to take to fix it? So that's what I'm most looking forward to seeing, if it is in the correct order. Yeah. But it's great. I definitely watch them a lot more on Disney Plus. The Disney Now app is good too, but I'll watch Let's Get Dangerous again and all this other stuff, because I only got to watch it 2 million times on the YouTube channel. Finally got it up to 2 million. That
was this week, wasn't it? Didn't it hit that this weekend or?
Yeah,
Monday?
It was recent. So.
I think Disney Plus will be a good platform for it. There's a lot of people who just don't have Disney Channel or Disney XD, and so this will definitely give it the. Well, I mean, we have the first 2 seasons, but I think it's going to be very good for the show for it to be more widespread and build momentum to hopefully get some kind of a Disney to get an idea of how popular it actually is.
Yeah, and it's getting a lot of press about when something new comes to Disney Plus. Gets more people talking about it because you look at the list of new stuff that comes out, and it's usually like 4 or 5 things, maybe 6 things on the list. And even Frank came back from his Twitter hiatus to promote it and say that, hey, it's coming April 30th. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and when season 3 started, we had a lot of people reaching out to us on Twitter and Instagram and just about everywhere where we were asking, hey, isn't this going to be on Disney Plus? Why isn't this on Disney Plus? It is now. It will be this weekend. So that'll be a lot of fun. And it'll be good to go back and rewatch some of those. We still watch the series. We like to pull up random episodes and watch them. We've been watching a lot more of the early seasons, probably because they're on Disney Plus. Just stellar show. You all know we love it. Pirate, you want to help me navigate through all this Duck merch? Man, there's so many things.
Let's quickly bring up
the
podcast. This Duckburg Life is 5 episodes in. There's 2 more remaining. So it's going to have a total of 7, but I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's extending the show even more, and it's high quality, and it feels like actual episodes.
We'll have to I don't know if you want to spend a whole episode going all over them when they're done, or if we should do
we're going to try to get some of the people that are working on it, if they can get permission to come on the show to talk about it. But they keep getting better and better, and I love the cover art they put in. They're putting out there, and it's a lot of the shows have had unique new villains, and you get to see what those villains look like, and they have big tech beagles on the one on this last one, and they're good size. They're good length. Most of them are 13 minutes, but episode 5, which was a Glomgold episode, was 20 minutes long. So
I wonder where this idea came from.
I don't know, but I hope these make it to Disney Plus one day, because it's it is audio with the cool cover art and stuff, but it'd be nice to have that added to maybe even bonus or shorts or extras for the show, because it is an extension of the show.
Yeah, it is really good. I'm a couple episodes behind on this as well, and I know this week the Glomgold one. Yeah. So I've been looking forward to this one. I think some people were expecting it last week and they were surprised. But I've heard nothing but good things over the last couple of episodes, and I really enjoyed the ones that I've listened to. I turned one on again today while I was cooking, and the girls came in to listen to it, and it's really well done with all the voice actors that we know and love, and you get to hear things continue on. That first one still cracks me up with Launchpad's answering machine. It's a good time.
Launchpad, check your answering machine when you get home.
Yeah. Launchpad, this is Launchpad. All right, any other news? All right, now rolling on to the Duck merch, which is I got to scroll through all this stuff coming out. It is a good time to be a Disney Afternooniverse fan. It is also a horrible time to be a Disney Afternooniverse fan because it's all coming out pretty quickly. Looks like leading into this summer.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good summer. Kicking it off in May, and last week we just got the Wondrous Con, the Funko virtual event, had a Donald Duck exclusive Funko Pop it was for the Three Musketeers Donald Duck, which is cool because Donald Duck, for his 85th anniversary, I thought I was going to get all these pops and stuff, because Mickey, for his 90th, he got every single cartoon he was pop. But for Donald's 85th, I think we got the Fireman comic one, which is one of my favorite Donald Duck Funko Pops. It's a great one. But I was expecting a lot more. And
the
now that
keychain too. Did we get the Donald and Daisy keychain at the same time, or was that the year before?
There's probably one of those for like Valentine's Day, but it's now we're actually getting one of his starring roles, and I know Mickey and Goofy were in it too, but you get to see him in his Three Musketeers costume, and I definitely think people should get that if you want it, because it's one of those things where once they come out with all of his other roles, you're going to wish you had that one. Or you can use it as an excuse to say, I might get into it. I don't have the Three Musketeers one. But, yeah, we should have a review on that at some point when they come in.
Yeah, I think that comes out middle of May or the end of May.
Yeah, I mean, if you ordered it from the Funko shop, it should. People are starting to get them now. But, yeah, they ship
really?
in late May they'll be out
from Amazon.
For the Amazon people.
Yeah, we were talking that day. I was messaging Pirate. I was like, "Hey, this is out today, right?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Are you getting it? Are you getting it to review?" And he said, "Yeah, I've already ordered it." I was like, "Okay, all right. Well, then I don't have to have every Donald."
You
pop.
have to have, you have to get it.
I don't have to have. I didn't buy the Disneyland ones because I'm East Coast. I don't need the Disneyland pops. It's like I don't have to have it. And then by lunch, I had ordered it.
But you have been playing Funkoverse, and that's another topic we're talking about. Is so the Darkwing Duck exclusive from March is still available, which is cool for people that I don't think people need to sleep on this, because
it's awesome.
They're gonna want it when other editions come out. And if you're a Disney fan and you're doing Disney Funkoverse, they have that Nightmare Before Christmas edition that's already out. But the next one coming out in May is Alice in Wonderland Funkoverse. So if you ever wanted Darkwing Duck to go up against the Queen of Hearts in a game of croquet, this is your bag. This is going to be everybody's looking forward to this new Disney Funkoverse, which is in May. So, and we want to know. That's a question I have for everybody out there: is if you bought this Darkwing Duck Funkoverse, which is an expansion pack. You can't really do anything game-wise unless you have a standalone version. So which standalone version did you buy, or are you waiting for Alice in Wonderland, or are you just buying it for Darkwing? That's a question we have for you.
Yeah, and speaking of which, over on our YouTube channel, I do have an unboxing and kind of a review of both the Nightmare Before Christmas Funkoverse game and the Darkwing Duck expansion pack. So I opened them on camera for you all, and so you go check that out and make sure that you comment. You can comment there as well. Which expansion pack are you getting? Or also, which expansion pack or game pack? What do they call it? It's just a strategy game when it's the full game,
yeah.
Right?
There's a lot of them, dude.
Which one would you like to have? Man, my head just starts reeling when I start to think about what would I like to have for this. And, my family, we're really big Something Wild fans, which is a Funko card game. And I'm telling you, that is a fun game. You should pick that up. I know, Josh, you all play a lot of games.
I haven't gotten that one yet. I've seen it in the store, but I do have some of the other versions of the Funkoverse. We have both of the Harry Potter main ones. And then I think we got the smaller versions of it that you still can play, but you can play with them. And so my wife really loves Harry Potter, so we got that. And then I'm able to play Darkwing with her Harry Potter figures, and I'm happy.
He just gets in there and messes all those wizards up, right?
Yeah, he's like, let's just get dangerous. Let's get dangerous.
See, I know that's his main catchphrase. But whenever I'm in my head, when my Darkwing Duck comes in there to make a move, it's suck gas, evildoers, every time.
Too funny. So that about covers it for Funko. Funko in May. Probably get some stuff this summer, but next thing is books. I mean, May 4th is a huge day for books, and there's three things that we've been keeping our eyes on. So one of them is our friends at Fantagraphics Disney Masters Volume 16, which is the even number ones are always Donald Duck or Scrooge McDuck related. So this is it's called Jumpin' Jupiter, and a lot of the stories have to do with they're stories from Italy that have been this is the first time in English, and they are Saturn. There's a dictator that lives on Saturn, and he wants to take over Jupiter. And of course, Donald Duck is Jupiter's hero and stops it all from happening. And this actually happened in Disney Masters Volume 2. So this is kind of a continuation volume all the way back from Disney Masters Volume 2, where you get some more Saturn and Jupiter stories. There was a total of 4, and we got 2 in Disney Masters 2, and we'll get 2 in Disney Masters Volume 16 as well. So definitely pick that up if you and like you said before, there's not a lot of Disney comics out there, so this is just something refreshing to get your Disney comics fix.
Yeah, I had an opportunity not long ago to speak with someone kind of involved in Disney comics, and I was like, we need new United States Disney comics, like new stuff. Somebody's got to do that. There's got to be a market for it. I'd love it. But yeah, the Fantagraphic stuff for us is still new, right? For us, we've not grown up reading these, so they're fresh for us. But eventually, we're going to run out of. I don't know how many years is it going to be before we run out of new old material.
Well, they keep re-releasing the Complete Life of Scrooge McDuck. So, which speaking of, it comes out, the deluxe edition comes out in October, and it's going to be the retail price for it's like $250.
I think the price went up, didn't it?
It's a huge book.
Yeah,
it went up. When it first went off the pre-order, we let everybody on Twitter know about it, and a lot of people were smart and pre-ordered it at that time. I think it was like a $111 pre-order, which it's now $150 now if you want to pre-order it. So it's good that you get that pre-order price guarantee in there on Amazon.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a really cool book. The slip cover holder for the book has like a replica of Scrooge's dime, like in the case. So it's going to be really cool. And we're actually gonna have somebody on the podcast later this summer talk more about the Fantagraphics releases. So looking forward to that.
Yes, we are.
And there's that awesome Darkwing Duck Disney Adventures book that's coming out in July, which I'm very much looking forward to diving into that because it looks so good.
Yeah.
But as far as beyond Fantagraphics, 2 other books that are coming out on May the 4th. One of them is called Duck Scares, which is a new book series by Amulet Books, and it's more aimed at kids, which of course means that it's right up my alley and the kind of stuff I like to read. But there's pictures on every single page, so it's you could be in the graphic novel section as well. And it's aimed, I think, at the 8 to 12-year-old book. But it's something that I would definitely pick up if I had like Scholastic book fairs. Like this would be the one that I would circle that I would have to have my parents buy for me. But it follows Huey, Dewey, and Louie to they get selected randomly to be ambassadors for their school to travel to different countries. And the first one they travel to is Germany, and they solve mysteries. So this one's called The Nightmare Formula, and I believe every book they'll probably go to a different country and there'll be a new mystery. The second book in this series comes out in September already, so it'll definitely be something that comes out regularly.
So the title of the book is Duck Scares. I'd kind of pictured it being like, Are You Afraid of the Dark with DuckTales? Is that not what this is?
Yeah, it could be. It could be considered. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And just to be clear with everyone, this is not the iteration of the 2017 Huey, Dewey, and Louie. This is kind of a new.
It's just a new one. It's not anything. And like I said in my review of it, it's not going to bother you at all. Of course, we would all love to have DuckTales 2017 books, and it could still happen in the future. But this is just doing its own thing, and we should just be thankful we're getting anything. Yeah. Huey, Dewey, and Louie now. So I think that's a cool new series that's coming out. And the third book that we're really excited for was the second installment of the Mouse Watch, which is called The Mouse Watch Underwater. And we really love this series because it's Rescue Rangers in Universe books, which for 2021 to have Rescue Rangers in Universe is pretty awesome. And it's besides, and there's a lot of, and just to go back of what the Mouse Watch is, it's Gadget Hack Wrench, when she was done with the Rescue Rangers, went bigger and better and made this global the Mouse Watch organization that help solve crimes and mysteries. And it's a little older Gadget and wiser, and she just invents the craziest stuff. And they talk about her a lot in the book. She's a mentor to one of the younger agents in the Mouse Watch. And this second book is all that we saw in the first book, but they're underwater and trying to find a sub that had crashed in the Cold War, and they need to retrieve something off of that ship before the Rats organization gets it. And the cool thing about this second installment was Chip and Dale got name dropped in the first book, but in this one they're actually in a couple of chapters like interacting. So
nice.
More Rescue Rangers, the better. And there's already a third book that's announced for November. So, it's another one of those series where you can get into it and continue it and get more content for it.
Nice. The first book was really great. I'm looking forward to being able to read the second one. And so all of those are on May 4th, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
A lot of May 4th. And we're going to try to get the author of the Mouse Watch to come on our podcast when we can book him.
Yeah, I saw him post, I think it was on Twitter earlier, maybe it was last week or a week or within the last couple of weeks, a image of older Gadget from the book. So I kind of like the designs they were working with. I don't know if it ends up in the book or not, but it's something that he had.
So that's what we have with books. One cool thing, and this isn't like official merchandise, but our really good friends of the show, Diamond Select Toys, they have this monthly Ask the CEO questions, and and they publish it on their own blog on their website, and it's called Ask Chuck question and answers, because the Chuck is the name of the CEO for Diamond Select Toys, and I just so happened to read it when it got published on there. And Joshua T, I'm sure that person listens to DuckTalks as well, but they said the question was, "Hi, I was wondering if DuckTales 2017 products would be possible. Also, is the Kingdom Hearts line finished?" And Chuck says, "We do not have any more products planned at this time for Kingdom Hearts. However, I would not rule out DuckTales." And if you read all the other questions, it's all these people asking for different franchises, and he's a straight shooter, and he just says, "No, we're not doing that," or "No, it's not happening. No, we don't have that franchise. No, we're not." This is not a no. This is, I would not rule it out.
Yes.
So as soon as I saw that, I emailed our contact at Diamond Select Toys, and I go, "Wait, what? Did you read that?" He's like, "Yeah, I thought about you guys immediately when I read that." So it's in their head. We just got to make sure they know that there's people that want to buy and spend money on this stuff.
And we tell them there are people out there that want to buy.
Yeah.
So when this stuff releases, buy it. We'll be covering it for sure. We've had a lot of people recently with all the announcements of merchandise. A lot of people lamenting about their funds and their wallets. Yeah,
it's gonna be an expensive year, but we've gone through merch droughts. Oh, the other
yeah.
So we're gonna have a review on Beast Kingdom. That's another one of our good friends. And they have a bunch of Disney Afternoon stuff that is coming out really soon. So look forward to those blogs and reviews. Besides that, really not anything else coming out besides the Darkwing Duck 30th anniversary pin was released. It was for D23 people, gold members only, but it went really fast. Like by 4 p.m. it was completely sold out.
Darkwing Duck stuff does go fast.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was nice to go and shop Disney and search Darkwing Duck and not have like the sadness inside out character telling me, no, sorry, I couldn't find anything for you.
Now, is the Q figure, this is May? It's coming up in May? Is that when the Q figure, or is that June?
Q figure is coming out, I believe, in July.
Oh, okay.
There is a Q fig like expo convention where they're going to be doing a unboxing and show off some of the stuff that's coming, and that's actually at the end of this week. So they'll probably be retweeting or posting pictures and videos of the actual product when they do those unboxings. And it might be, and the person, our contact with them, also commented that it might be other stuff we're interested in seeing at this expo. So maybe there'll be more Disney Afternoon stuff. They have that Gargoyles line that they're doing. Mm-hmm. So who knows? Might be some cool stuff that we don't even know about.
Lots of stuff coming out. I'm looking here. We've got some stuff coming out in July with some more Fantagraphics. And then what is this something we can talk about? What, if not, we'll cut it. What is the Beast Kingdom Disney Classic Mini Egg Attack figures?
So happen to have that right here.
This was not planned.
Yeah, I had to do my unboxing. I have to eventually get that done, but it's I don't know how much you can see of my background.
Cover your face, and I think it'll get it.
It's worse.
It's worse.
I'm wrong.
Okay. So anyway, there's we'll
put a picture up.
They're very popular in Asia. These like mini egg attack figures, so little figures, and the Disney Classic series is coming out. Starting to ship in April or May. We're going to get a review out there fast because I don't think anybody else has this in the country right now. But it's a box. You have to buy it in a bundle of all 8 figures. They come in the Disney Classics. And it has Donald Duck, Scrooge McDuck, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale. And then the 3 non-Disney Afternoon ones are Dumbo, Pinocchio, and Hula. Or Luau Hulu.
Luau Stitch. Yeah.
Yes.
Hula Skirt.
Stitch. Hula Skirt. Yeah, that's it. So I have it. That's the trouble with unboxing, right? Beast Kingdom sent this, and it's been sitting here, and I want to unbox it and play and look at this stuff, but I got to get all the professional video and everything set up and ready to do it because I'm gonna get one chance to do the unboxing. So yeah, looking forward to that because this is the first official thing from Beast Kingdom that's Disney Afternoon this year, and then there'll be D-Stage, which is like their diorama figures. There's a DuckTales coming out of that, and then they have bigger stuff like Mastercraft, which is their large line of high quality stuffs, and then that awesome Darkwing Duck figure there we're looking forward to later this year.
Yeah, those look cool. They kind of remind me of the Mystery Minis. Are they about that size? Are they about 3 inches?
Yeah, I believe these are about 4 inches, and they're not blind boxes.
Nice.
Which is cool, but like I said, the only thing is you have to buy the whole entire bundle, and the price tag on it is $80. But you're getting 8 figures for $80, so that makes it only $10 each.
Yeah.
I think if you buy these individual, like if you buy mini, not all of their mini Egg Attack series come as a bundle. You can buy them individual, but they're usually like $14, $15. So it's a good deal to buy the whole bundle for $80.
Do we know where it might be available from?
Yeah. So the 3 places you can find is on Beast Kingdom's USA website. So you can buy things directly from the company, which is really nice. The other place would be Big Bad Toy Store. Sells a lot of stuff from Beast Kingdom, and then Sideshow Collectibles also has this bundle available. All of those are at the same price of the retail price of $80.
Okay.
But we'll have more of that. Hopefully, I'll have some time to do this review this week. Maybe even before that. Maybe we'll get that out there before this podcast even makes it.
And we'll make sure it's included in the show notes, whether it makes it before the podcast or not. It'll end up in the show notes at some point.
It's a race. It's on. But the other cool thing about these guys is that I'm hoping that they sell well, so that they add the. If DuckTales and Rescue Rangers are considered Disney classics, maybe Darkwing Duck and Launchpad and Tailspin or anything else would be included in the series 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind seeing them in individuals, though.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm sure a lot of people will still pick those up.
Oh, the other, so much merch, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Dooney and Burke, Disney Afternoon products are coming to Shop Disney at some point. There were some pictures that kind of leaked with all these different random Disney Afternoon characters. Like they had it's like Katie Lee heaven, because they had Honker and Sunny Gummy and all these other gummies and Darkwing and Goslin. It had all of them on there. And Dooney and Burke's, like we say, hold on to your wallets, because those are not cheap.
Yeah.
Those bags, and they have 3 different types of bags or wallets or purses or whatever you want to call them, that should be coming to Shop Disney at some point, and they sell out too. So just start saving if you want a really high quality, high class purse. I have my fingers crossed, and I know a couple other people that do that. They sometimes they make magic bands from these designs.
Oh,
like
nice.
For Disney World. So if they came out with the Disney Afternoon Dooney and Burke magic band, I'm sure it would cost like $50, $60, but you'd be so fancy at the park in your Disney Afternoon Dooney and Burke magic band.
Oh, nice. Man, is that all of them? Is there? I'm trying to look.
There's also you talking about merch, because there's a few more. Because there's the Powerline mini backpack and wallet. That's coming out as well. I don't know.
Now, is that Loungefly or Dooney and Burke?
Yeah, Loungefly is owned by Funko, and they're kind of funny they're just like Funko. So every franchise they have, they'll just make a mini backpack out of, and people collect them like crazy, like they're Funko Pops. And they'll make everything except for Darkwing Duck. They haven't made anything from Darkwing Duck yet. It's its 30th anniversary. They should know that. But Powerline is coming out, and these things, like I said, they sell out. This thing comes out next month, and this mini backpack is already sold out for Powerline. It's his stage outfit for when he sings in the Goofy movie. And it does have really cool details. So, like if you turn it around and go to the straps section, they have Max and Goofy sneaking into the Powerline concert when they're like in the guitar case and the drum case.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like popping out there. And then the zip around wallet is currently available. That's the one that looks like a Powerline all access pass. So if you're in a market for a new wallet while you're spending all this money that's in the wallet, you can pick that up. That's at Entertainment Earth, and I believe it's $40.
And hey, you have no worries about stretching this wallet out or anything, because it's going to remain empty.
There's stimulus money out there. I mean, just and also, like, I mean, while we're on the subject of a Goofy movie, there's Funko Pop pins. So that's enough. Funko's all over the place.
Uh-huh.
If you like jumbo pins of the Funko Pop figures of Powerline and Max will be out in May as well. And Box Lunch is into like the exclusive pin game now as well. Yeah. They have a couple of Goofy movie pins, and we don't do pins, but some of them you gotta own. Like I ordered the Darkwing one, and one of these Box Lunch pins is so there's 2 new ones, and one of them is I believe it's the early cover of the DVD or the poster or something, and it has Max and Goofy dancing, and it's Max in a Powerline costume, but it's like green instead of yellow. So I don't know what that image that is from, but I do remember it being green in some kind of promo image. And then the second one I bought, it is It is the scene where Max is dressed up as Powerline and he's doing his concert, standout concert.
That's cool.
And it's the goggles in a reflection of his Powerline goggles, you can see Roxanne, and that's the pin is just his goggles with the reflection of Roxanne in the middle. So I was like, you know what? I don't do pins, but I need that pin. Eventually, it'll be on a lanyard when I go to a convention or something.
Hopefully,
but yeah, and I believe that is all the merch.
Well, there's a ton of it, and
ton of merch.
Yeah, the all the links that we have will be in the description for this episode so that you can check these out with the various reviews and stuff, and also where you can buy them. We'll try to include that as much as possible, as much as we can. And, if you're wanting to keep up with all the DuckTales, Disney Afternooniverse, Disney merchandise, definitely follow us over on Twitter at DuckTalks because, Pirate's on top of it. I usually find out about it when I see people start commenting on one of our tweets. And I'm like, oh, look, there's a Powerline backpack. Although I will say that I agree. I think it was Matthew Conrad who commented he'd love to see some regular size backpacks for those of us who don't carry the mini backpacks. I agree. I would like to have a Powerline backpack to take to Walt Disney World. That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, but my only purchase from Loungefly so far has been Box Lunch had a Scrooge McDuck Swimming in Money card holder where you can put all your credit cards and your license in.
Yeah, and
I bought that. I thought that was really cool. It would go in and out of stock like crazy because it was so popular. But I'd buy a Darkwing Duck card holder or whatever they want to.
Yeah,
Loungefly, where you at?
Yeah, and there's been some really great merchandise for the show for DuckTales 2017 showing up on over at Hot Topic as well. I made a few purchases recently. I got a DuckTales 2017. It's got Glomgold and Launchpad on this shirt. It's pretty sweet, and Beakley. And then I also got a really cool Darkwing Duck t-shirt, which you can check out on my unboxings and reviews over on YouTube. Let's see how many times I can plug that in this podcast episode.
Plug it. Plug away. And TeePublic is also a good place to find
our merchandise.
Non-official.
Our merchandise.
Yeah, our merchandise and non-official stuff. I got a Glomgold Industry shirt and a couple other shirts from TeePublic recently.
Yeah, there's some nice ones. I've got the McDuck Lemonade t-shirt is a personal favorite. And actually... my youngest daughter, I think she wears that thing every other day. It's hilarious. It is always in the laundry. So some good stuff out there. We need to do a blog featuring some of those. That could be kind of fun. I might work on that. I'll try to get it out there before I get my DuckTales Season 3 poster blog out. Sorry for anyone still waiting on that one. Man, it just takes so much time. I needed to do it in releases. That was my issue.
Skip it and work on the blog that details all the people that are inside the boxes.
No,
in the finale episode.
No. There's a ton of people there. Definitely, just about every background character with or without significance in the show. So hey, before we end things, 'cause I think that's everything in our notes. So before we end things, let's have a quick conversation about the Marvel stuff and what we're excited for. Just a few minutes. I know we're running out of time for us, but man, WandaVision. We've talked about this. WandaVision was phenomenal. I mean, I felt like for me, I didn't quite enjoy the first few episodes as much as a lot of people have, and it just wasn't what I was interested in. But once it got going, I was on board and loved every minute of it. But I knew Falcon and Winter Soldier was going to be my jam. I knew that series, I'm not going to call it a show, that series was going to be the buddy superhero movie that I've always wanted, right? It was one of my favorite things about the Winter Soldier, which is still my favorite Marvel movie. was the dynamic between Steve and Sam, and that new friendship, and then that old friendship with Bucky. So getting those two characters in this series was everything I wanted from it. And man, it had so many twists and turns. And this was the first time I've been sold on the weekly rollout with The Mandalorian. I loved it. Every week when the episode ended, I felt satisfied with what I had, and I was ready for more, but I was willing to wait a week to talk about it. But every single episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I threw something on the floor and stomped out of the room because I couldn't believe it was over. I needed more right then. And I have gone back and watched the whole thing again. What did you guys think?
I like Zemo. I thought he was. It was good to see him expanded on, and the whole Zemo dance meme thing. I mean, that's another reason why the weekly show is the best, because people were talking about that, and they're still talking about that moment from that 1 week. But it like fills the whole week till the next episode. And I like how they do the merchandise drops on like the Monday after the so they don't spoil things after the episode airs. But I'll obviously everything from Mandalorian I love, but the Marvel shows have been hitting it out of the park with WandaVision and the Captain America and Winter Soldier. I like how they named it that at the end. Spoiler alert. I like that my Captain America is a Saints fan. He's from Louisiana and he loves the Saints. I like that LSU is now in universe because they mentioned LSU when he was at the bank.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was a good series. I'm looking forward to Loki.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Loki, but I really enjoyed both series. I really enjoyed WandaVision and this one, and I mean and for different reasons too. But this one. It definitely had a different tone than WandaVision, but it did feel more in the MCU than the original, I guess, the other show that we got. Mm-hmm. And it was great to see the expand upon relationship between Bucky and the Falcon, and I think that really made it for me is just see their growth, because at first they were at odds with each other, but then the growth that they'd had throughout the entire show to basically being friends and buddies, and it was, I guess, pitched to us as like a buddy kind of a show, and it totally for me delivered on that. And that moment when we see spoiler,
spoilers. We're good with spoilers.
Hit his full stride in the last episode, I'll say that. And so it doesn't spoil it too much for the people who haven't seen it.
No, we're good. That's why we saved it for the end of the episode. If you don't want spoilers, if you've not finished it, don't listen to what's coming.
Yeah. So yeah, when that changeover happened in that last episode, me and my wife were both like, dang.
It looks good.
Because I felt like they did a really good job adapting the comic costume for his new outfit.
Uniform.
And,
it's a uniform.
His uniform. Oh, there we go. Uniform. It's a little more manly.
What movie was that? There was a movie where that's brought up. It's not a costume. It's a uniform.
But I felt like they did a really good job because I felt like it could have looked cheesy, but it didn't. And I'm looking forward to see what they kind of expand upon with these characters, especially since they announced Captain America 4 in the works. So I'm hoping that we're gonna get Bucky in that as well. I feel like they have to be like a pair now. That's my thing. They have to be a pair. They go together.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is in it now, so I'm waiting for like Kramer and George to show up somewhere. I think that'd be fun.
You know, that was a really well kept secret. I don't think I saw that on any of the spoiler sites. And not only that, I don't know if you guys know this, but she's going to be in the Black Widow movie. So she would have already been released this summer, back in May. Like her character would have been revealed for the first time, and then it would have been her showing up. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I can't wait for Black Widow, which finally has a simultaneous release in theaters and on Disney Plus. I'm really looking forward to that release, and she was great. I I have so many thoughts on what they're going to do with her character because there's so many directions they could go. I think it's going to be a loose adaptation of the character from the comics. And I'm really thinking we're getting Thunderbolts here. I think they're building the Thunderbolts storyline. You got Thunderbolt Ross in charge of the raft, and he's got all these superpowered people in the raft. I think that's the direction we're going. And of course, we've had a lot of Young Avengers introduced over the last few series and movies. A lot of stuff building up for that. I think that's eventually coming. Man, that Paul Walker, I was really surprised by
John Walker.
Or
John Walker.
Is it John Walker?
Yeah,
What did I call him?
Paul Walker.
Paul. Is his real name Paul?
No, Paul Walker he's the guy from the Fast and Furious.
That's some curious.
Okay.
His real name is Wyatt Russell.
Yeah, Russell.
He's Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's kid.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, U.S. Agent. I didn't follow. I read Marvel Comics, Spider-Man, X-Men. That was my thing. I didn't read a lot of Avengers until much later. But the cinematic universe has sold me on these characters, right? But I knew who U.S. Agent was. I knew his storyline. I was really surprised with the reaction online with people like, how can this Captain America be a villain? It's like, do you not? I mean, I know not everybody read the comics, but it was funny in that you were like, but that's what this character does. This is, the road he goes down, and in the comics does end up being a hero as an Avenger at some point. So there's a lot of places they could go with the character. On the Sharon Carter thing, I didn't like it, but
I have a theory.
I have a theory too. Skrulls, Secret Invasion?
Yeah.
I think she's a Skrull. She's got to be a Skrull, man.
Yeah.
Or Armor Wars. What's the War Machine? Is it Armor Wars? There's a series.
Wars, yeah.
Yeah, she could be in that
me,
too.
I didn't think that she was the power broker, to be honest, because like just how they did everything in the timeline. They were like, okay, the power broker started working on getting the super soldier serum prior to the blip because the scientist was working on it, and then he disappeared and wasn't able to finish his stuff. And then I was like, does that mean that she would be the power broker prior to the blip?
Yeah.
To me, it seems like she kind of her rise to fame was during the blip.
Well, and no, that would work out because she stole the shield for Steve, and then had to go on the run. So that means before he became Nomad, because before Infinity War he was kind of off on his own. So that means during that time she could have become the power broker during that time. Yeah,
but she leaves Steve and becomes the power broker. I don't know. It's weird that she left.
It doesn't work for me.
I don't know. But for me, I'm kind of thinking like, what happens if she did go that route and was going to, and she became the power broker, and then what if she disappeared and a Skrull took over? Yeah, that would be interesting to me. I don't know.
I think it's a pretty good potential to be an armor war because she's at the end she's talking about we've got all these weapons at our fingertips now. So that could lead into Armor Wars. I could see that being the catalyst. But then maybe at the end of Armor Wars, we get a hint into Secret Invasion. And because when before Secret Invasion kicked off in the comics, I think it was Elektra from Daredevil who was killed and revealed to be a Skrull for the first time. And they can't do that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because even if they do introduce Daredevil and bring in Elektra, nobody's going to be that connected to that character. But if they kill Sharon Carter and then it's revealed that she's a Skrull, that's big.
Yeah.
So
hopefully they'll introduce Daredevil back into the MCU at some point. I know there's rumblings and rumors, but
yeah, I think I'm not even going to try his name because I'm going to get it wrong, and it's going to be somebody else from the Fast and Furious. I think Dwayne Johnson has been confirmed to be, or not. It's rumored, not confirmed, to be in the next Spider-Man movie. So playing Matt Murdock.
Dwayne Johnson.
No. Sorry, I'm not going to explain my joke. That makes it even worse. What was his name?
Was talking about is Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox,
who's the guy who was the Daredevil in the Netflix series.
Yeah. I think there's some rumblings that at least 3 of those actors are going to be in Disney Plus series as their characters, or at least some version of their characters. We don't
I would
know.
like Heroes for Hire and Daredevil for sure.
Yeah.
That would be.
That movie's gonna be crazy, and that's gonna be the big Christmas release.
I have no idea what that movie is going to be. It's like the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie. What is it?
Okay, at least we know it'll be on Disney Plus at some point because it's Sony.
Yeah, after 2022.
And then I wonder if Netflix has got to be hating all that. Spider-Verse will eventually be on Disney Plus.
Favorite.
Which would be great. There's a lot of people that might not have seen Spider-Verse because I remember when it won the Oscars, people were like, oh, the Disney movie or Pixar movie should win every year. But wait till people actually see it.
Yeah.
All the people that have been avoiding it are going to freaking love it.
Yeah.
They're working on a sequel to that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's going to have, what's his name? Who played Poe Dameron?
Oscar
Isaac. I think I heard that he is going to be Spider-Man 2099 in it, which, he had that.
Yeah, he was in the credits.
Yeah.
I think I read too that the voice actor from the original Spider-Man may be a character in it as well. Listen,
if they don't get the Japanese Spider-Man in there, they've not done the character justice. It's on Disney Plus. And I don't remember which one it is because there's so many of them now. The Marvel documentaries. There's one that covers the Japanese series, Spider-Man series. It's really good and really interesting. I remember seeing some VHSs of that show when I was little. For those of you who don't know, that preceded DVDs and Blu-rays. They were these blocky things that we put into a machine with tape in them. But it was a good documentary. And one other thing, kind of a Disney Plus announcement. Bad Batch comes out this week on Tuesday. So so there's a I think it's like a 70-minute or an 80-minute episode that will be released on Tuesday, and then on Friday the second episode will be released. So next week we get 2 episodes of the Bad Batch. A huge fan of D. Bradley Baker, who voiced Bubba the Cave Duck on DuckTales. Huge fan of him and his clones in the Clone Wars. I can't wait for this series. I'm looking forward to it. That was something that we were talking about what we've been watching and stuff. Me and my oldest daughter have been going through and watching all of Star Wars in chronological order. And we're currently in Rebels Season 2, which is some of my favorite Star Wars of all time, is Rebels Season 2. You should check that out on Disney Plus if you've never checked it out. And D. Bradley Baker voices Captain Rex, an older version of him in Rebels, and one of my favorite characters. And I'm really hoping that somewhere in the Bad Batch we get the build-up to see where Rex ends up at the beginning of Rebels Season 2. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a great release next week. Star Wars hasn't had a lot going on for it here recently. There's not been a lot since The Mandalorian ended. So, but we do have Boba Fett coming out this year too, don't we? I think the Book of Fett.
It's in Christmas time, I think.
Yeah, the end of the year. So many things to look forward to. This episode's kind of been all over the place. We've been talking about a lot of things. Thank you for listening to the podcast and checking us out. If you've been a long-time listener, thank you. I can't say it enough. We really appreciate you interacting with us and just being part of the conversation. And if this is the first time you've listened to our podcast, we hope you enjoyed it and you'll subscribe and follow. Maybe check us out over on YouTube and see some of the stuff that we're working on over there. DuckTalks.com, that's our website. Check it out for latest releases, reviews, and hopefully there'll be some more news coming out soon for stuff that we can cover. There's a lot of stuff that has not been officially announced that's kind of in the pipeline, and there's some stuff that has been officially announced that we don't know where it's at in the pipeline, but we'll definitely be covering those things as they begin to make news. And you can follow us there on Twitter at DuckTalks, and that's probably the best place to follow us. You'll get links to the website, links to YouTube, and all of that good stuff. we appreciate it. We really thankful for your interaction. If you don't mind, give us a review, give us a rating on your favorite podcatcher. That helps other people find the podcast. And I think that's it. Till next time.
If you can dream it, you can do it.